Mhm. So once again, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good day, good midday, good afternoon, good evening. This is Shirley, and today is day number 40. I'm on day number 40 of my 45 days live, which means that we are literally counting down. We're down to the last week. Um, and so I I'm breathing because you know how it works when you're on a journey, and when you see the end of the journey, you take a breath because what? You're preparing for the next step. There always is another journey. You rise to the top of one mountain, there's another one. There's always the next step. And so I am breathing in preparation for the next step. And I said that today I would talk about the decision that I made about moving forward, where to go from here. Because if you look back to the beginning of this this series of lives, what the goal was, the goal still is to engage women, provide information for women, give women an additional space within which to interact and engage and share information and build sistership. Sistership is what I call it. Um, in addition to the circles that we do every month. So every month at Women's Leadership Circle, we do a circle or a series of circles some months on topics that come out of our conversations or that happen to be current in our communities at the time. Always the foundation is leadership, self-leadership, and women's advancement, women's empowerment, women's strengthening, women's coming into possession and ownership of our strength and power, and figuring out how to use those to support our families, our communities, to support human existence, really. Playing a big game. Women who want to play a big game. If you go on the YouTube channel, the Women's Leadership Circle YouTube channel, you will see a video that I did a few years ago about power, and the importance of women being comfortable with power was why I did that. Because when we think of power, we often power has negative connotations in many places because so many people have abused power in so many instances over time, over history. Power lends itself to abuse. Everybody knows the old saw, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think that's not true. Power corrupts people who are corruptible. And I say that not flippantly, although I understand human nature. What I do know, however, is that there have been people who have used power for good, for the good of others, for the good of the communities, for the general good. And that's what I mean when I talk about power. That's it. That's the use I'm talking about. And the other negative connotation that power has for women is that power is a thing that men do, that men have, that men exercise. And yes and no. Yes and no. Power is literally the ability, the capacity to do something, to have something happen. So power is not a dirty word. It's not a dirty thing. It's something that we all have to some degree in order to live. It's as necessary, I believe. Power is as necessary to our survival as food is to our bodies. The people who are powerless in relationships, the people who consider themselves, who see themselves as having no power, are the people who get nothing done, who accomplish nothing, the people who are held powerless by people with power, are held that way so that they don't get anything done. And so, and because that happens so often, I'm convinced that it is up to us as individuals to find our power. We have to find, nobody's going to give it to us. Power and strength and so on, equality are not things that are given, are things that people have to get for themselves. And which is why I do the work that I do with women, because the power of being equal, of being considered valuable and equal in the world is not going to be handed to women. Clearly, women have to go find it themselves. And the place to begin is within ourselves. Within ourselves, we find the courage to go after, do the journey, go in search of, go seeking for our power, our ability to live the lives that we want, the lives that bring us fulfillment and joy and advancement and gratification, the lives that allow us to make the contributions that we have the capacity to. Yes. And so the Women's Leadership Circle works on that level, helping women find within themselves, because I'm convinced we have it. It doesn't come out because we are not encouraged to, not supported generally in bringing it out. But women have the strength, the power, the courage to do all of the things that we need to do to build the lives for ourselves and for others that we want to. And so everything that we teach, that we share at the Women's Leadership Circle, is designed to help women, to support women in finding and using these parts of ourselves, these aspects of ourselves, these gifts, these talents, these qualities, so that we can make the contribution that we are capable of. And our contribution helps not just us individually, obviously, it helps people around us. And last night I spoke about how important it is that men begin to understand. We help men, whatever ways we can, with communication actually, help men to understand that our women's seeking to find our power and be able to use it is not in any way diminishing for them. It actually helps them. When women are in command of our abilities, our gifts, our talents, and our ability to make a contribution, men benefit in all kinds of ways. If you want to go back and listen to the live from last night and the day before, I did 2 or 3 on men. Last night was communication, the importance of communicating this to men. The 2 before that, which would have been Tuesday and Wednesday, were about how it helps men, it benefits men, that women are equal and valued and able to freely contribute all the gifts that we bring. So I started these series of lives to do some work to present the Women's Leadership Circle to people. The Women's Leadership Circle was begun, it is the, if you will, a staging point, is a coming together of work that I've been doing over the years in different places, in different areas, with women and girls, always around women's leadership and women's safety, security, and empowerment, women's equality, but doing it in different ways, in different countries, in different programs. And I decided to bring it all together under one umbrella, the Women's Leadership Circle. Everything comes full circle. We form a circle and we get to do all the things that we want to do. And so this series of lives was intended to tell people about the Women's Leadership Circle, the work that I've done over the years and the circle itself, and to engage membership for the circle. So the Women's Leadership Circle is a membership organization of women who are open and ready and willing to find the extraordinary within themselves and do the work that they feel they have come here to do with courage and with determination. Women who are ready to find the power and the strength within themselves and put it out in service of the world. That's what this is about. And so as we come to the end of the 45 days, the questions that have come up over these last 40 days have been about what next? Where do we go from here? Both from people outside, people like you who are watching this, and people, colleagues and friends and clients and people I work with, and people who are closer to me within the circle. So I have given this some thought, and I have taken into consideration the suggestions and recommendations of people, and also my, the, I want to say fun, but the satisfaction that I get, the fulfillment that I have got from doing these, because fundamentally my work is about communications, about speaking to people, engaging people, sharing with people, teaching people. That's my work. And so any opportunity to do that, I'm up for it. And so the opportunity to do more of that, I'm up for. At this stage of my life, what is important to me is, what is most important is transmitting what I have gathered over the years, working in the Caribbean, in Europe, in Africa, in China, in America, working with women from all over the world, and being able to share this and transmit this. As it has come to me, I feel it is my responsibility to pass it along. That's what happens with wisdom. That's the point of having wisdom. It's not meant to be held. Energy is not meant to be held onto. It's meant to be shared and given, and in sharing, it expands. So everything that I've gathered and learned and accomplished over the years is up for the sharing. And that's the point of the Women's Leadership Circle. And in a circle, what happens in circle is that the energy in the circle is shared. It moves among the people in the circle. It doesn't get dissipated. So every circle that you're in, there's energy, the energy builds and it builds and it builds, and it circulates among the people in there. Yes. And you move to another circle and take that with you, and the energy circulates. And then we have these amazing, beautiful experiences of transmission and sharing and contribution in particular ways that women know, because women have a very particular ways of communicating, and communication means something different to women than it does to men. We've been socialized that way. And so I use the circle because I've sat in circle in so many places. One of the most formative circles, there's a period in my life where I sat in circle with Native American women in Phoenix, Arizona, once a month. Just, in the sweat lodge, and shared in their ceremony and their tradition and their lives, their qualities, their desires, their ambitions, their goals, their aspirations, their history. And I remember once I had been away from Phoenix for a couple of months, and I came back, and bear in mind that I come from the Caribbean. I'm originally from Phoenix, and I had been going to the sweat lodge maybe a year and a half, couple of years. And I arrived, and this woman, an elder, she said, "Welcome home. Welcome home to the sweat lodge where women sit." I have worked with young women in China. And I went to China from the United States. There is such a vast difference, such a vast cultural difference. And yet I get to China and I am received and I am engaged with in these special ways that women do. And so I know the importance, the significance, the power in women being together, in women working together, in women building things together, in women sitting together to work on stuff, whether it's intimate personal stuff, because of course we do, or it is, big, important, nationally important matters. Women have specific, very, very peculiar and powerful ways of sitting in circle and navigating and engaging and communicating around and about issues that are important to human beings, to human existence. And so the Women's Leadership Circle was created as another place because, we have how many billions of people in the world, most of whom are women. And because there's this great work that's to be done, and because throughout the years, my working around the world, if I've learned nothing, I've learned that women want to be in communication with one another. Women want to be in community with one another. Women want to be able to exchange with sisters all around the world. I know how much, I want to use a word my mother used, how much edification, how much uplift I have had, I have gained, I have acquired from my relationships with all these women of different faiths, different religions, different countries, different languages, different cultural backgrounds, different color, different hairstyle. It's such an amazing experience to sit with all these women. I spoke earlier, some episodes ago, of my first visit to United Nations Hall in New York City in 2000. I was a journalist then, working for a newspaper in New York, and I was sent to the United Nations General Assembly Special Session on Women, the only one that was ever held. And I walked in there, and there were all these splendid, beautiful women from all over the world, wearing everything from jeans to saris to boo-boos and wraps. And it was just the most beautiful, beautiful experience. I still vibe on that. 4 days, I think I attended for 4 days. And I wasn't part of the discussion, but I got to sit in as a journalist. I got to sit in and listen. And then I got to walk around the halls and talk to these women. There is nothing like women working together, women being together in a space, collaborating, cooperating, communicating, building community. And the good that has come into the world, that continues to build in the world, is being built largely because women are more and more able to communicate. And these last couple of years of us not being able to meet in person has, however, given us this other opportunity to do these. I can see on our Zoom meetings, I see into women's houses, women's living rooms, women's bedrooms. They see into mine. We have these conversations online, but in our intimate spaces. And that is so powerful and beautiful. And that is also one of the reasons why it was time for the Women's Leadership Circle, because now I don't have to get on a plane and travel to Zambia. I really want to again, don't get me wrong. And as soon as I get the chance, I shall go. I don't need to get on a plane and go to Shanghai. I don't even need to get on a plane and leave Montserrat to go to Phoenix. And I can still have these face-to-face conversations, and I can see what you have in your home, and so I can get pieces of your personality and the things that are important to you that actually I wouldn't get if we met in a seminar or a conference in some conference room somewhere, some conference hall somewhere. So there are benefits to this, profound benefits that I intend the Women's Leadership Circle to take advantage of for women, and crucially also for men, because the whole goal of women's movement is that there be equality, and inequality. In equality comes evolution and strengthening and empowerment of everybody, women and men, individually and in community. So that is the whole goal, the whole purpose, the whole foundation of Women's Leadership Circle. So this conversation, this wide conversation, is going to continue. I've committed to have it continue. At the moment, it won't continue. It won't be every single day. That's a bit much. It won't be every single day. But I think the next thing is, after we finish on the 7th, the monthly circle, the first monthly circle for September, will be on the 9th. The 9th of September. The 9th of months is one. The number 9 is a favorite of mine because I was born on the 9th of May. And so the 9 is a kind of signature number for me. Kind of, we have in our lives those artifacts, those moments, those people, those things that can help us stay grounded. Well, the number 9 is one of mine. And so the first circle for September is on the 9th of September. And these lives end on the 7th. And so the week after that, and I'll give you a date, we'll start again. And then we'll do 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, because with the Women's Leadership Circle, on every week we send out emails that support women. On Monday, we have Monday Moxie, which is kind of energetic stuff to get you going, to motivate you and inspire you for the week ahead. And Wednesday Wisdoms, because I talk about women's wisdoms. Wednesday Wisdoms goes out on Wednesday, and that is some wisdom to help you through the week. And then we have Friday Fete. Friday Fete, because Friday's a weekend and you want to party. We say Fete in some places in the Caribbean. And then I'll add Tuesday and Thursday. And so we'll do a live from Monday to Friday. And we do it for 3 months and then see how that goes. Yes. And they'll have this specific theme. So Monday Moxie, Wednesday Wisdom, Friday Fete, and then we'll think of something for Tuesday and Thursday by the time we get started. What I've also done is I've decided that in honor of all of you who have been on here, who have supported me, I look and I see on some of the Facebook lives, I see 250 something views in a matter of 2 or 3 days and so on. So I know that people are watching, and I get DMs and PMs, I get emails and so on from people, and I get phone calls from people who have watched the lives, who check in to tell me something that's, that popped out at them, something that supported them, or something they disagreed with that they want to talk about. And I like those too. I really do like those. So I'm inviting you to continue to do that. And I'm also inviting you to join the Women's Leadership Circle. It's normally $50 a year membership. And we do these things. You get participation. You get to receive the emails and to participate in the lives and the circle. The circle is a really, really powerful and important meeting that we do. And then we have all kinds of other things that go on throughout the week, throughout the month. We talk, for example, a lot about health. And there are episodes about exercise and all kinds of cool things that support women. And you get to check in whichever ones you want. Our website, the website we're working through is shirleyosborne.com. We're on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, and on LinkedIn. So you can find us pretty much everywhere. And like I said before, and so in honor of these 4 days, this 45 days, and those of you who not just stuck with me, but gave me the inspiration, the energy, kept me going, and made this so enjoyable and not as difficult actually as I thought it would have been. It's been really enjoyable and really, really fun and really fulfilling for me, and not nearly as difficult as I thought it would have been, because people have been checking in, watching the lives and talking back to me. So until the end of September, the membership for the Women's Leadership Circle will be $30 for the year. $30 rather than $50. It'll go back to $50 on the 1st of October. Everybody who wants to join this month can join for $30 for the year. Yes. And $30 gets you all the emails and all the support, the one-on-one calls. Sometimes there are those, the monthly circle, the Q&A. We do some Q&As. Sometimes we do small group meetings on specific things like leadership, self-leadership, communication, sex, shoes, food, travel, all kinds of cool things as women ask. And then we talk also, we have also the monthly, which is where we get to support one another. Members who have some cool thing they want to do a particular month, and they get support from the other members. And we also have SQ, which is special support services for women, for system-involved women, which I do, and which I feed back into the group for guidance and wisdom and so on to support that work. So go check it out and check the website out. It's shirleyosborne.com. The new fees will be up, or if they're not up, they'll be up very shortly. So you can check in and subscribe, join, become a member of the Women's Leadership Circle, and participate in the monthly, in the circles, in all the cool stuff that we do, and get to have our deep, intimate girl talk. So all those things we talk about, shoes and love and men and sex and clothes and all those, those cool things, those are private, intimate moments that you only get if you're part of the Women's Leadership Circle. And so yes, until the end of September, you can join the Women's Leadership Circle for $30 for the year rather than $50. And look forward to seeing you, look forward to having you. The more women you have in the circle, the better, the more fun it is. And one of the reasons why these lives have been so much fun is because so many different kinds of women and men have been participating. And actually one of the things that came up, was suggested, was that we do, every once in a while, we do some lives that we specifically invite men. So we're going to be doing that. Okay, so it's Friday. I'm going to go do my fete, and I'm wearing green today. Some of you will remark on it instead of white, which I normally do. And I'll tell you about that tomorrow because we run out of time. These 15 minutes just, I thought it would be long. I thought 15 minutes would be so much, but then I get started, and so much stuff comes up when I'm speaking, and then so much stuff comes out afterwards that people tell me, and I have to feed it back. That 15 minutes is but we're going to keep 15 minutes, and then when we do 20 or 25, so we're not going to just say 30 and then talk for 45 minutes. We're not going to do that. We're still going to keep it short, concise, to the point as much as possible, and make sure it's relevant and impactful. And I've been getting feedback that people have been enjoying these and learning from them, and that really pleases me and fulfills me. And so we shall continue from Monday to Friday after these end. In the meantime, go check out the website, go register, invite a friend, or register a friend. Give a friend a gift of membership in the Women's Leadership Circle, and let's build this thing. All right. So have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Pleasant night. Sleep well. It's raining here. It's a rainy day here, so it's cooler than it's been all week. I'm going to go enjoy it, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll talk again tomorrow. It's Saturday, so it'll be a kind of relaxed vibe, is the point, is my intention. And so I will see you then. Until tomorrow, take good care.